Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. Extremely special episode coming your way with a very special guest. Not only one of my closest friends, I know he's growing close with Tommy here, but you've probably seen him in sports news recently, kind of blowing up a little bit here. We got Mr. Cam Shelton. Also, he has a little treat for you guys who are watching, not just listening. So there's a little incentive to tune in on YouTube this week.
Yeah, Luke still looks like he's 16 in that picture.
Yeah, I mean, we all know how it is. But Cam, man, appreciate
great
you.
Great to have 20 Cam, on the pod.
Yeah, thanks, Cam.
It's good to finally be on the podcast.
Yeah, man. So usually here we throw it to the guests to kind of talk about their story and everything. But I think we all kind of want to jump into what most recent news. Cam's kind of a college basketball's giant slayer, if you will, right now. Huge game against Gonzaga earlier this week, game winner, 27 points, I believe. I don't want to misquote it, but Cam, talk to us about that, man. I know that was your third time at the kennel, so I know you were hungry for that one. I know.
Yeah, the first time you and I went, we didn't get the job done, obviously, and then the second time, we didn't get the job done, but it was nice going up there feeling like, we actually could, win the game. I think that we have a really, really good team here this year. And, we have a really connected group of brothers. And, I love the fact that if we go out there and we play the right way, we play hard, we can match up with anybody in the country, in my opinion. So it was a fun game, great atmosphere. I think the GCU game we played earlier this season kind of got us ready for that, because Tommy knows this, but their arena is like very, very similar. Their fans are very, very similar. So I think that really helped us, because when they made their little run, we weren't really faced by what they had, because we'd seen fans be crazy before. So it was a fun game, fun atmosphere, and I'm glad we were able to pull out the win.
A humble 20 this morning.
Humble, yeah, definitely.
Correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. Wasn't one of those games at the kennel also a fantasy championship day between you two?
Oh, it was.
Oh, yeah. That's the day I was about to never play fantasy football again.
Yeah.
And that was my birthday too, actually, that year. That was my birthday.
That's right. That is right.
The infamous Stephon Diggs Monday game.
Yeah.
Literally 40-point game. I was going into the game knowing that I won a championship. So at least if I lost the game, I was going to win a championship. And then I lost both.
So I remember after
what are we doing?
I remember after the post-game speech, he came up to me and he was like, you did it. And I was like, I did what? He was like, you beat me, bro. And I was like, well, what are you talking about right now? Like we were on the same team.
Luke's mind was the farthest from basketball, or farthest from fantasy football.
I promise you it was. He was like, no, Stephon Diggs had 45. I said, oh. So yeah.
Mind you, I had a great regular season. Like I won the regular season. I was blown through the playoffs. It was like, all right, this is my year. And I haven't gotten back to that since. So I don't know.
Sorry, Cam. I heard you. I'm not involved, but I heard you're a great commish. So shout out you.
He's not a commish.
Yeah. Well, I'm something like that. Actually,
I would say you're on the advisory board for sure.
He's on the board of leaders.
Let's just say I have the power to make changes in the league.
Definitely has a heavy influence after going 0-9 and then talking the rest of the league to getting an 8-man playoff in.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
I'm a legit tough competitor.
Just a competitor. We're gonna get into that.
I just want the opportunity to compete.
Exactly.
We're definitely gonna get into Cam being a competitor, I'm sure. But yeah, man, the floor is yours. You can take this. You can start from wherever you want and go from there, and then we'll pick it up there.
All right. Well, what I was thinking about the other day was the fact that you and I used to live together, but I don't know if this alienates the other two people in the conversation who didn't live with us.
Man. You can
go ahead. Let it rock,
go
man.
Wherever you want.
Just you were saying that you were going to start a podcast, you were going to start a YouTube channel first.
Mm-hmm.
And then that didn't happen. And then you were like, let's start a podcast. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Totally. And then you actually did it. So I just want to say that's awesome. And, I'm proud of you, because most people just say stuff and they just don't do it.
Man, that's love, man.
Like me and Nick did, that guy. for everyone who's on YouTube. That guy, he didn't do what he said he was going to do, but you did.
Hey, thanks, man.
And that's what I want to say. But yeah, man, I don't really have a train of thought. How's I don't know.
All right. Well, I mean, we could help you out.
Yeah, like
We're supposed to be the professionals here.
Cam,
Yeah,
how did
like,
you end up
I'm
at
literally just a
NAU?
guest.
Let's just go there. How did you end up
All
at
right,
NAU?
yeah,
No, we could
You
start
went to-
earlier than that. We could start earlier than
Oh,
that.
Cam's got
okay.
a pretty. Cam's got a
Yeah, we
pretty
could start
crazy-
earlier than that. So, I mean, people who know you obviously know where you came from, but growing up, you grew up with some pretty notorious names, in basketball, high school basketball specifically. So if you wanted to start there, and then we can help you out from there too.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know if you're referring to Grant Truman, who went to Eastern Washington. He
Yeah,
played
no,
Eastern Washington football with me at Chino Hills, and
yeah.
Big time player.
he's famous. Like, he went viral on YouTube.
For what?
But
I don't. Did he actually or no?
yeah, we're blowing some. Well, actually, no. I was on the other team at that point, but I was getting blown out by my former school, and then he came in the game and hit a three, and then like it went viral. On
Oh,
Yeah,
I've seen that
yeah.
clip. I've definitely seen that. Is that Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about, actually.
Yeah, so he's I actually saw him. I ran into him yesterday.
Mm.
Random,
Wow.
yeah. But yeah, Grant Truman, Lonzo Ball, he's pretty good. And then LaMelo Leangelo, and then my two favorite, Eli Scott and Onyeka Okongwu. And then I played with them. I didn't play much, but I was on the team. And I was on that team. And the best part about the team was the practices, because, when like everyone's good. Oh, and Andre Ball, let me not forget him. But everybody's good in the practices. So it's like you're getting a lot better than like a regular, person who's coming out of high school practice and just playing against like some random, guys who don't really care about the sport. Like, we were playing against guys who literally loved to play and who had, an incredible work ethic, and like who were really trying to do some things in basketball. And, shout out to everybody who did. But yeah, so I was there, and then I went to Damien High School, play with a few Division I guys, which is really nice because most guys don't get to play with 10 or 11 Division I guys in their career. But I did. So that was actually a really, really cool experience, because I was never on the bad team, thankfully. And then then I went to NAU, got recruited by Jack Murphy, who is now with the University of Arizona, who just beat UCLA last night. So shout out to him. And he left, and Coach Burkhardt took over, and him and I, as Luke knows, have a great relationship, and had we got really close really fast, which is, cool. And now I'm at LMU, and yeah, that's it. To be short, but those NAU days were some of my favorite, especially in the pandemic, were some of my favorite college days. Not because of what was happening on the court or anything, but just because, we had nothing to do but hang out with each other. And, that's kind of rare in college, where all you get to do is just hang out with your friends and go to practice. And yeah, I had a good time at NAU during that period.
Yeah, and now we get the pleasure of playing each other 2 to 3 times a year, after living with each other that whole time. So,
And you're going to be there on my senior night.
I know, man. It's gonna be, what a moment that's gonna be.
How storybook can it get, man?
Yeah,
you can't make this stuff up.
What did Trevor Lawrence say? You can't write a better script.
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. Tom Guy, he lost
I
loss on
know.
Saturday yesterday.
Trevor Lawrence finally lost on a Saturday, man. I'm pissed.
You guys thought he was going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah,
No, I mean, he
It
never
was
lost.
bound to happen.
He never
I saw
lost
the
on a
TikTok.
Saturday.
I saw the TikTok, but
Yeah.
Sorry.
I saw a TikTok of you actually, Cam, the other day. Owen sent it to me, so that was pretty dope.
I know I just said I saw the TikTok, but I don't have TikTok, so I didn't see the
Oh,
TikTok.
you did TikTok.
Make sure we send it to
you. I think we've actually talked about the times during the pandemic when we were just stuck in the apartment on one of the episodes. I don't remember what episode it was, but I talked about like those were the dog days that like really brought us super close together. Like you, me, and Nick Keith specifically in that apartment. And
There's Keith. Keith's back there.
Yeah, he's
That's his
hiding.
Damn, why you guys block his head like that?
No, that was literally Luke.
I think it was just the
I'm
angle of the
making way
camera.
for him.
I don't think you want
And
to.
shout out
did that on
Bernie, man.
purpose.
Bernie's in
Yeah.
that pig.
Shout out to Bernie Andre.
Bernie's an
Shout out
infamous name as well.
Bernie. Bernie Andre is the only guy who will listen to anything on full blast at any moment.
Yeah.
So
Which
now,
is
if you're listening,
crazy thing to do.
so if you're listening to your phone on full blast in a public venue, it's now called Bernie Andre.
Called a
It's
Bernie
no
Andre,
longer
yeah.
like put your headphones in. It's because you're pulling
There's
a
a
Bernie
Bernie
Andre.
Andre, and then there's a Dries camera. When a Dries camera is when you're trying to record a video and it looks like you just spilled hot grease on your phone, and you're not gonna wipe it off. You're just gonna let it rock, and you're gonna keep the smudges and smears all in your camera. That's a Dries camera.
Sounds legendary.
It's good vocab.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
You can add it to your vocab, Jared.
Please do.
Cam, I want to ask, since we're kind of on the subject, obviously you had a really prolific year your last year at NAU, and I know you had a lot of, just from what Luke's told me, like I know you had a lot of options. How was that process for you as far as going through the transfer portal, and how it's just like such a big deal now, but like obviously you went from a like lower major school and then had a really good career, but then vaulted yourself into like you had a lot of big time options. So what was that experience like for you?
It was actually really cool because coming out of high school, I didn't get like heavily recruited. I literally had 2 scholarship offers when I committed to NAU. And so like I wasn't really used to like the heavy recruitment process. I was just like, all right, well, these 2 coaches are gonna call me and I'll make a decision. That's what it was coming out of high school. And then when I entered the portal back in 2021, it was like totally different. And like I really didn't know, like I don't like talking on the phone. I'm not like I'd just rather be kind of left alone. I like to just, vibe and, just be left alone really. But my phone was just like blowing up, blowing up, blowing up. And like it was a definitely a cool experience because I felt like, oh man, people respect my game, people think I can help their program, and stuff like that. And I got some calls from some, what considered to be named schools, but um ultimately, like I found out, it's about fit. And I'm really glad I made the decision to come to LMU. Eli Scott was a huge factor here. We played together in high school, like I mentioned. And, Coach Johnson was a huge factor, like his vision for what he thought the team could be. It's actually kind of mirroring what we're doing now this season. And man, it was a crazy experience, and I'm glad I made the right decision.
Yeah, definitely. How about like just being close? I know like a lot of, there's so much talent in LA, and a lot of them, they kind of get spread out, there's like some guys stay close, but like it's not like LMU has a ton of like local guys, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, but like did getting back closer to home, did that play a factor for you as you were finishing out?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wanted to. Like when I went into the portal, like when I had no idea like about who was gonna call me or do what, I was like, if I get a chance to come home, like I'm gonna do it. Like
Yeah.
like I'm gonna come home because I'm a big family guy, and being at NAU, especially during COVID, like you can't see anybody. Like I love Luke, but I just can't. I can't look at him, every day. Like I needed to see my mom, my dad, my grandparents, stuff like that, and just literally being able to play in front of my grandparents is something I didn't know that I missed that much. Because they really don't know much about basketball, but I mean they just love being at the games. And my grandma's running around telling everybody she's my grandma and stuff like that. And I get to give her big hugs and stuff after the game. So that's probably the stuff I miss most at NAU, and it was a huge factor in me coming home and choosing to play here.
Definitely.
Did the Flagstaff weather also have anything to do with that?
I could say that now that yes, it did, but honestly, no, at the time it didn't. I was used to. I mean, come on, we're used to the winters being 20 degrees. I mean, there's 4 feet of snow up there right now, and if I never came back home, I would not know the difference. Just like, oh, this is what life is supposed to be, but it's not.
It's a good answer. Yeah, you sent that video the other day of me walking through like 2 feet of snow in my slides. Like I feel like that's just, and I was like, we were just used to it at that point. That was
you're right. Because it's not much worse you can do after your feet are already wet, so you might as well just freeze them.
Not feel your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, Tommy
Jared's
knows
seen
about
it.
that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
That
was gonna
was
say all of us here. Jared came to
what
Flagstaff one time through with
just
just middle of a snowstorm.
bro.
Rough.
I had rented a car. I was like, they were like, when I was on the freeway, I was going on the freeway past Phoenix. You know, you get like an hour and a half past Phoenix, and there's nothing out there, and they're like,
Yeah.
they stopped, and I had to stop, and they were like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm trying to get to NAU," and they're like, "You sure you want to go up there? There's a lot of snow up there." I was like, "I don't really have a choice. I don't have anywhere else to go." So,
You
luckily,
were
it was
excited. You don't have to
yeah,
lie. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's all good. Luckily, I picked a hotel that was close to the gym that I could walk, not very far.
Yeah.
What hotel did you stay at?
Oh, that is a great question. It's
It was
right at the entrance of the campus, like right as like it's it's literally one light.
it was the
So
Not the
you know,
not the oh my God.
it was the Marriott one
yes,
right next to Fremont and across from the Walmart parking
Okay,
lot.
yeah.
yeah,
Right. I was
yeah.
thinking of what is the name of the one by the place that we went to that 1 year after we used all Nick's $90. You know what I'm talking about? There's a hotel back there.
Where we used to have all the meetings and stuff at
Yeah, like in like 1970,
1895 or
18.
whatever.
It's
But the
it's one of
hotel, I
those
forget
years.
what the Drury.
The Drew, yeah.
Yes,
Um,
yes. No, it wasn't at the
I just remember we went downtown. Me, you, and Nick, Luke. We went downtown and got food,
Yeah.
and it was like it was just the oddest place. It was just the oddest place to go. And then that's when we had we had a 35. Actually, Cam, you can comment on this. We had like a 45-minute conversation about trying to find a good haircut in Flagstaff. Like
What do you mean find a good haircut on Flagstaff?
that's when Luke started cutting. That's when LA Clips or Cuts
Yeah.
started.
LA Cuts.
I forgot about LA
There's no
Cuts.
barbers in Flag. I mean, maybe there is now. No disrespect to anybody that's up there, but
So
from what
Cam,
I
what did
know,
you
it's no
do?
bar-
Hey, was Luke like
No.
Luke was doing the work or
Abs-
no?
You know what, man? Here's what I'll say about that. I'm a very inclusive guy, but there's just some things that I just, some people just don't get to do certain things, and I, you know,
You could
you know,
say it's all right. We understand.
no, Luke's not touching a black guy's head. I've always told him that. Like, I respect what you're doing, love your work, but
Yeah.
you're not giving me a fade. But I
Hey,
was just driving Phoenix.
Not even a taper.
No,
all right.
he showed me
I
how
didn't
to
take it
cut
personally. I never
my
took it personally.
mustache. He showed me how to trim my mustache.
Yeah, I do remember that.
You do
That
the
was
and then you smile.
He was if you didn't know, he was in the mirror working on parts. He was ready to go.
You're really.
Yeah.
I didn't. Well, when I seen him, he was at first he's mostly doing scissor cuts, just cutting Charles and stuff like and Carter Mahaney, and then
Shout out Carter.
you've cut a black person's head. It wasn't.
Did I give Winton a cut? I think I gave Winton a cut at
I think it was either Winton or Zay, but I know it was.
I don't think it
like,
was Zay because he was.
Are you sure you want to let this guy cut you up? There's a black barber. We had a black barber on the team also.
Oh, okay.
Isaiah Lewis. So it was like a barber for them and then a barber for us.
Yeah.
And then we would come together as like one barbershop. And we just had that thing rolling all day.
Hey,
how much did you charge?
He usually just gave me like a meal swipe. So that was like Carter and Charles would just give me a little meal swipe. So that was
that $15 worth of
like like $10 to $15 probably.
That's solid. That's solid.
Yeah, that's
man.
big time.
not bad.
That's a free lunch after practice.
Yeah, that's
like you
good.
can cash that in. Like let's go.
Man, well, especially how much cuts cost now.
Oh yeah.
That's for $30 now.
What
$50 for a lot of
$30?
guys.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Where do you go?
I go.
You got the
right over
homie. You
here.
got the homie
Shout out to
discount.
Pete
And
Shine.
Oh, you got
deal.
the okay. Yeah. Next time I come down to LA, I'm going to your guy.
Yeah, he's good. And he
You
does
got an
all
NIL
types of
deal.
cuts.
That's what it is.
Oh yes. Cam, are you getting some NL money down there or what?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm getting some.
There you go.
I'm glad
Good.
that happened. I'm glad that rule changed. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm getting a little bit.
There we go.
So I know we said we'd get back into it, but I do want to touch on Cam's competitiveness. So when he first got to NAU, that was kind of the first thing that stuck out to me. And so when he first got there, that was the summer that we were preparing to go to the Bahamas. And Cam was like one of the only freshmen that would like challenge everyone, like, quote unquote, ahead of him. Like, when he got in there, like, I remember he was asking everyone, like, we're playing pickup. He's asking everyone to play ones. He was trying to match up with, like, who was supposed to be a point guard with him, like, all of this. And like, from the jump, like, I think that's kind of where we got to know each other, or got really close on the court. Actually, it was when you visited when you weren't there yet.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
spring.
remember that. It was still your senior year of high school, and you came and played pickup for a weekend, and you and me got put on the same team because, I was still the walk-on kid, and, like, they were like, yeah, you could take the recruit, like, boom. And he was like, I'm gonna find you, like, you're gonna hit shots for me and make my life easier. And from then on, I felt like you held me to a different standard, because I remember, like, in practice, if I missed a couple shots, you would get in my face like, you got to hit shots. Like, what are you doing right now? Make shots. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. And I mean, it worked. It wasn't like you were getting mad at me or anything, but it was like, come on, like, be you. And so, I don't know. That was something that I always gravitated towards on the court specifically. And I mean, I don't know if I'm lying, but I feel like that's why we got along very well on the court too.
Well, one of my biggest things with you was I wanted you to shoot the ball till your arm fell off. Like, you shoot more than anybody. Like, you're always in the gym, like, and you're one of the best in the country. That's what the numbers say, to, you know, shoot the ball. Freshman year, you were top in 3-point percentage. Right now, you're shooting right now you're shooting a crazy number.
Yeah.
But I mean, my
You can say
freshman
the
year,
number
like,
out loud, Cam. It's all good.
is it 60? Is it still 60?
Yeah.
It's like
That's unreal.
58 now,
That's
I think.
That's unreal. Like,
Like-
that pretty much means if you shoot it, you count it.
I've
Don't
been
let 'em get
texting
in it.
Luke after his 2 for 4 and 3 for 6 games that we need to be better. That's
Yeah,
just
you can't
50's not
ruin-
going to cut it.
you can't ruin
It's-
your
do we want the
percentage
percentage
like
to keep dropping, or are we trying to get better every single day?
Yeah,
and
that's the great part about this conversation, Cam, is that, like, that's probably why Luke gravitated towards you too. I'm gonna, like, talk for Luke now, but, like, your external voice was the same exact internal voice he had. So, like, whatever, like, that same thing you're saying to him, he's probably saying it to himself 1,000 times over. So he's like, hey, that guy gets me. Just thinking the
yeah,
same
I do.
thing.
If someone's gonna shoot this ball, I'd rather have it be the guy who's working. And, I know he literally around the clock you did, and I appreciated that you were also, just as competitive. I mean, you and I being on the same pick. I mean, literally, like you said, when we came in, like, I was just some freshman and you were just some walk on, and no one expected us to really do anything. And, you and I just being able to go up there and compete together. I think that was one thing that I really appreciated, because, a lot of guys, in my opinion, don't really, like, want to compete at a high level. Guys want things to be easier or whatever. People have their different reasons, but I like the fact that you're a real competitor. And, no matter what situation we're thrown in, and no matter what situation we're thrown in, I have felt like, all right, this guy has my back. This guy's gonna, go down swinging with me no matter what. And, that's something that I appreciated from you. And, win, lose, or draw, I know that you competed, as hard as you could. And, I just, as a guy who's a point guard, and it's, my job to, lead the team, I felt like I never had to worry about you. That's what made me feel comfortable, playing with you. At least one of the things.
Yeah, man. Feel the same way. Feeling is mutual. But then, so this is what I wanted to get into. Then when we get put on opposite teams, this is probably the closest Cam has ever gotten to fight me. Like, there were a few times where we'd be competing against each other and whatever it was. And if I came out on top, it was so personal to Cam. And I would be like, you're gonna fight me over this? You're gonna fight me over I remember it was the Louis Cup, and we did a little, like, training combine, and it was like nothing basketball related. It was like some sprints, some vertical jumps.
It was nothing basketball related.
Some lane slides, and my team beat his. And he was livid. He was really about to fight me. And I was like, you're gonna fight me over some lane slides? And then, like, 5 minutes later, he was like, yeah, bro, you're right. That's so me.
Yeah. I hate to lose, dude. I'm not a good loser. Like, playing with Napoli is, like, some of the most triggering stuff. Although I went on a stretch there where I wasn't losing because, some of the side deals I put together, but losing a Monopoly can, like, ruin a whole a whole good day.
I can only imagine Cam in Monopoly. Like
I'm making deals. I'm like a
you're
shady.
hustling for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely a business shark who's gonna win by any means necessary. We
Tommy,
saw.
Tommy, I don't think you understand like the caliber of Monopoly games. These were some of the most shady Monopoly games of all time.
No, they
Like
were.
we're making deals for like things in the future. Like, yeah, bro, like 2 months from now when we go to so and so place, I got you. If you know, throw me this property, like stuff like that. It's like, bro, are you kidding? Like, it's bad. It was really bad.
Tell me, I'm gonna give you and Jared both some advice on how to win in Monopoly if you ever are in a pinch.
Okay.
So you gotta make a deal. You gotta make your first deal. Whoever has the red or yellow properties or orange, that's fine. You gotta make a deal. You gotta say, I'll go half. I'll fund your property, but I need immunity and I need half the funds. But you'll build up the house and stuff like that. And then you make another deal with the other person. You might win. They don't have to have nothing, but you say you go half with them. Now they're just playing against each other, and you wait for them to run out of money because someone's gonna run out of money, but you're not. So you don't even need a property. You don't need a property to win. You just
How
gotta have
much
connections.
how much Monopoly was played in your guys' place?
Oh my
Uh,
God.
Too much, I would say. We literally played. There was like a time we played almost every night, and then I think Luke
No,
you got in trouble for playing Monopoly. Do you remember that?
I don't think so.
When some people got COVID,
Oh,
and
yeah, I
yeah,
do remember that. I
yeah.
did get in trouble for playing Monopoly.
How could you get in trouble for playing Monopoly?
Because we were supposed to be on isolation, and there were people in our apartment
Uh,
that weren't in our apartment.
You just
Yeah, it
couldn't
was it
you
was
couldn't
people
let
who
go of
had been with
Monopoly.
us already that day. Like we found
Yeah,
out people had COVID and they were already with us. It was like, all right, you might. There were people on the team, literally teammates. It was
there
like, all
was
right, we might
that's
as
actually one of the craziest COVID stories is I remember when you guys were first going through and Luke had who you can tell me, you can explain it, Luke. You had like Carter and you had like your team was full of everyone that got COVID, but somehow you didn't get COVID
yeah.
for
yeah,
like 2 weeks.
Well,
yeah,
actually,
no,
it was literally just me and Cam. It was literally just me and Cam. We're the only two that didn't have it, and luckily we were living together. So Nick and his girlfriend at the time both got it, so they had to go to some hotel.
it was
Cam
bad.
didn't get it. Cam didn't get it, and I didn't get it. So we were back. This was our first apartment. And we were. This was when we were playing pickup outside with everybody. Like
Oh my.
I remember we like me and Cam actually went on like a scavenger hunt in Flagstaff to find the best outdoor courts to go play. So we went
Yeah,
and found we went and found where we were gonna be playing pickup basketball with the team and all of this. And then that was like when COVID testing wasn't as available. So we only got tested like once every 10 days or something like this. And of course, everyone starts popping up. Like Carter was actually, not to throw his name out there, he was the first one to get it. And I felt so bad because
patient zero. Yeah,
it was like his first week in college, and he was patient zero, and so
patient
everyone starts
zero.
testing
Patient
positive.
zero.
Everyone starts testing positive, and I was like, damn. I remember calling my parents. I was like, now I'm finally gonna get it, and this is after I dodged not getting it when they both had it at home. So I was like, oh, it's finally happening, and then yeah, me and Cam didn't get it, and I think this is me and Cam. Then we're stuck at Sawmill Commons, and this is when we started playing a ridiculous amount of GTA. Also,
Oh,
um,
Yeah.
yeah, like doing just not being productive at all.
Well,
But
there's nothing else we could like really do.
yeah, we were. I was on the Cam Shelton home gym plan, and we were playing.
Yeah,
We were playing GTA. That was literally exclusively all we were doing.
I was starting my personal trainer stuff like that, just getting Luke sexy for the summer.
Yeah,
And then
it
we went
was
to
Quote
we
that.
went to the sand workouts.
the sand workouts.
I
Yeah.
was putting
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
because
through
then
workouts, man.
Nick ended up getting clear, and he joined us in the sand workouts, which was crazy. I did not expect him to join us in the sand workouts.
Me either, but I guess it was nothing like what else was you gonna do?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Nick, but
Did he get a
yeah,
dunk that year?
did
Because if
who?
he did, I'm taking. Did Nick get a dunk that year after that?
Nick.
Because if he did, I'm taking credit for
He
it.
probably did. I don't think he'd fight you on that, but I'm
He
pretty
might
sure he
though.
did. But yeah, that was a nuts time. That was a nuts time. And I always say, and I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but I do always say that Cam and I lived together for 3 years, even though we lived together for 2 years. But that first year when he was a freshman, he basically lived in our apartment because
Yeah,
he was always over there.
Was it Salvador? That's the other roommate's name.
Yeah, that was my fourth
Yeah.
roommate.
Yeah. Shout out
But
Salvador.
yeah, Salvador. But yeah, Cam was always over there. I remember he used to like come over with a big bag of laundry, and then I'm pretty sure he stayed the night there a few times on the couch. But yeah, so
I
that's
got a
why I
couple
always say,
tickets parking in the red at your apartment.
yeah, whatever it took, you know.
I'm not about to park far and then carry a bunch of laundry upstairs. Like I'm gonna
In the
park in this
snow.
red really quick. But
Yeah.
that's when people
Smart.
pull the fire alarm when you're
Smart.
parking in the red.
Yeah,
So
that was the worst part about being at Santa Barbara. There was only one parking garage, and I was on the other side and trying to carry groceries.
is that not great? Like, what do they think students are supposed to do? I need to talk to somebody about that.
I was gonna
Like
say,
on
I feel
college
like
campuses and
Yeah.
Yeah,
parking.
what really grinds Cam's gears? We can do that section too.
That is one thing that really makes me upset. Having to walk, like, come on, like people are gonna buy food or have laundry.
Yeah, and you don't make any parking spots available. Like
You don't
we're
make
like the
any
15-minute drop off spots.
Literally, all you have to do is put two of those, and it'll make it a lot better.
Parking where I lived my freshman year was terrible too. Like you had like maybe 20 spots, and then after that you got to walk like 10 minutes up, and like spots were not always available. So when it's snowing and you come back, you got to park up, and then you got to walk through the snow. I'm like, oh, this is
This is
awful.
gonna sound messed up that I'm saying this, but I can't picture you driving. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I just can't picture it.
Why is that?
I don't know. I literally don't know. Like
you
You
gotta. I'll
can't
send
like
you.
you
I
can't
guess
like
I'm
picture me
in the
behind.
passenger seat.
You can't picture me behind the wheel.
No, I wouldn't even know what type of car you would drive. Like I can't picture.
Like a little crossover.
Yeah, I was gonna say next
It's
time
like
I
a
see him in the
Subaru.
CRV, I'm gonna. I'll send you a picture or
I
HRV. My bad,
drove.
Tom. Yeah.
I drove from Pocatello, Idaho, to Flagstaff, Arizona once.
Yeah.
That sounds like a terrible decision.
I'm not
You
gonna say
weren't there,
Flagstaff was
Cam.
my final destination, but
He had to stop
Phoenix,
by and see
yeah,
what's up. Cam,
Phoenix area was.
this was after the season in the COVID year when you went home,
Oh
and
yeah, I was
then
gone.
when I came back after I was in the portal already. Yeah,
You
Tom
should have
came
let him
through,
stay
said
in
what's up.
the time. Were you sleeping in my bed?
No, I didn't say the night. I literally was like I like saw that I was going through Flagstaff, and I was like, oh. And I texted Luke. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm about to be driving through Flagstaff here in a few hours. He's like, all right, like I'm here. And then I parked in the walk up Sky Dome parking lot, and
Shout out to the Lawrence J. Walk Up Scotto.
Yeah.
Luke took me around campus and showed me your guys' place, and then yeah, that was probably it. I was probably there for like what, an hour.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we made a nice grocery store run with Carter and Winton.
We did. Yeah.
That was
Those are
funny
guys.
because I was in the passenger seat, like
Just
Cam
gonna
says.
Right.
And Carter walked out, and Carter and I knew each other from high school. Carter goes, "What? What are you doing here?" So that was great.
Tommy, I feel like I really regret us not, being friends when I was in college. So I feel like it would have made my experience a little bit better. Because it's
Appreciate
making my
that.
experience pretty good.
It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate.
I'm glad we got into that because I did want to touch on how Tommy and Cam became so close, and I think it's a testament to the narrative we've been pushing about Tom, that he's just a great overall guy, great kid that anyone who meets him just immediately gravitates towards him. So we have the fantasy league that we've talked about plenty of times, and there were a couple guys that dropped
Special.
out, and we were trying to figure out who was mentally fit enough to be a part of that group. And I was like, I know a young Big Sky kid. He's on the rise. He's got the right head on his shoulders. He goes by the name of Tommy Ball, and I think he'd be perfect for the group. And we added him. And man, did this kid, did he just hit it off? And I think, he's now like met every single one of them. I'm pretty sure in person.
I have,
And
yeah.
And then these two have become extremely close, which is hilarious. And like my mom thinks it's the funniest thing. Like I'll be like, "Oh yeah, Cam and Tommy hung out today," and she'll be like, "What do you mean Cam and Tommy hung out today?" Like it's so funny. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you guys can go ahead and talk about the friendship that blossomed from that. But
I don't know. Cam can start it. I don't even know where it started, honestly.
Just just feeling like Tommy actually did go to our school was hilarious for me because he just picked up like on all our jokes right away and all of our little sayings, and he would start to use them. I was like, wait, this guy did not. He didn't go to school with us, but I couldn't tell. And he's just about the right stuff. We agree on a lot of things. He has a lot of good takes, coming out of his section. And that made me just really comfortable, inviting him into my gym. When he came to LA, just getting to spend some, one-on-one time with, James Ball. Is one of the highlights.
The elusive fifth ball brother.
Yeah, the fifth ball brother. People probably don't know about him because he's so humble, but he's up there when it comes to just if he was mid-ranging guys to death. We play some one-on-one, just competing out there, man. And
yeah, I was getting a lot of shoulders that day from Cam.
Oh, well, we can talk about the Cam one-on-ones too.
That's what you got to do in order to just be cool with me. You got to play me one-on-one, and then you got to let me offensive foul you a little bit and get some.
It was a great time.
That's what it sounds like. What I'm gathering from this is that Tommy agrees with Cam's takes, and so Cam's like, you know what, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Well, Cam and I have similar takes. Cam and
we
I
have similar takes. Yeah. We have a lot of similar takes. I'll just say that.
Cam and I agree on a lot of the same things.
Okay, then I want to hear this then. Tommy has had some very interesting, decisive comments about playing ones.
Okay.
Where Luke and Tommy can both test. Cam, you've never been in that experience, never been in the cage. But how does Cam fare with those shoulders if you play me one-on-one?
Bro, it would be it would be a sight to see to watch you two play on one-on-one because Cam, the thing about both of you is this: you will go out of your way to just be physical rather than get a bucket.
Right.
When it
be your Cam.
Both of you do this. Both of you do this.
Both of you.
Like
I only played Cam in ones once, and it was very evident what he wanted to do. I think you had something going on with your shoulder at the time too, Cam. So like he wasn't shooting jumpers, and I knew he wasn't shooting jumpers, and he was
That's even worse.
He was still going downhill right hand, and I'm like staying in front, and then it's just pivot game, shoulder, up, fake, leg. I'm like, what?
Bro, like Jared.
We had Alex in there too.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. When we'll play ones, and I'll tell you.
In there too.
He said what?
No joke. Didn't Anthony you play with us?
I think he hopped in at the very end. We were playing for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
We were playing for long, yeah. That was good work.
Hilarious.
What was the other? What was there was another teammate in there.
I know Alex was in there. I know Anthony was in there. It was somebody else.
I don't know.
Somebody else you were getting to. I don't think that teammate is here anymore. I don't remember.
No, what I was saying. So Jared, like when we play ones and the first few touches you get, I'll just let you shoot and I'll be like, oh, he's not warmed up yet and all this. So like the equivalent to that is when me and Cam would play ones, or like a group of us would play ones, and I would hit a couple tough jumpers. Cam would be like, bro, I hate this. And it was no longer like Luke isn't scoring anymore. It was, I'm gonna go through Luke's chest a few times to see if he keeps shooting these ragers. It's so funny.
You gotta be physical, man.
It was so funny. And then
play defense with your offense.
The funniest part is when Cam's like the third party when he's not playing offense or defense, and what he doesn't want to happens. He gets so mad, and he's like, he's gonna shoot it. What are you doing? And then the other person's like, I mean, he's still like he gets him off on you. Like it's not the easiest thing to do.
But it's scouting report though.
So Cam is out there.
No, literally, James is about to get to a midi. Don't let him get to like. Make him
he sounds like else. That's like, oh my god.
Literally, first play, like I start with the ball. I think first play I just went like Hezzy, pull up. I just went like the classic Tommy Hezzy one dribble pull up, and Cam goes, all right, got the scouting report. He's like, got it. And I was like, what?
Hey, was my question, Cam? So he probably didn't do it because he didn't know the people around. Was there a lot of negative self-talk going on for Tom when he was missing shots and yelling?
No.
No.
There we go, Tom.
Missing much though.
Yeah, there we go.
He was getting
because Tommy. I don't know if you know this. Tommy's the only person that screams out loud, "I hate playing ones" while playing ones.
Yeah, I don't like ones.
Like that would give someone else a competitive advantage. It's like, man, this guy hates it here. Now I'm about to kill him.
See, but yeah, you might look at it that way. I don't look at it that way, but see, I don't like missing shots, so I get really annoyed in ones.
Got
It's
it.
understandable.
Yeah, understandable.
I would love
Oh,
to
but
see
that-
Cam and Jared 1-on-1. I would love
Yeah,
to
I
see
would
that.
I'd pay money to see that. We just need to get Cam to a workout this spring because like what Luke said, Cam was hilarious in the background too. Like when someone like
Oh,
if
my
I was
all-star
guarding
pick, yeah.
Alex or Alex was guarding me, like Cam was like telling the person on defense, he's like, this is what they want to do. This is what like
Can we get
Bro.
Cam, Nay, Shaq, and Drake in the
oh my
ones?
God.
Cam and Nay would be insane.
Talk about shoulders.
Yeah, I would love to see that also.
No, but this was a good time. Back to Cam and I. That the reason we were able to meet up. Yeah, Cam was actually the last person in the group chat that I met. Unfortunately, to say, I hate that I have to say that,
yeah,
but
we saved the best for last. It's like
yeah,
the
exactly,
lowest level.
exactly.
You get to meet everyone at the lower level. And
It's funny because like I met everyone in the most random like Charles just pulled up. This is 2 years in a row now. Charles pulled up to our game in Missoula, just like comes through to the game. So that's great. That's where I met Charles at Montana, and then Davey lives with us. Davey grew up where my mom grew up, so that's how I met Davey when I was at my mom's house. And then we've had Tyler on the podcast, my best friend Tyler. Cam actually had a class with Tyler, so he knows Tyler. And I went to go see Tyler last spring, and I'm like, what's Cam up to? And Tyler actually had a game, and I'm like walking out to his game, and Cam's like, yeah, I'm getting a lifting right now. So Cam and I, that's where we met, right outside of the weight room at LMU.
Right outside that weight room.
The boys were about to get a
I went to
spring.
that game.
The
I
boys were
checked
about
the
to get a
game out
spring
a little
soccer
bit.
game in.
Yeah, I watched like a few minutes just to talk to, my newfound brother for life.
Wow, listen to the love right here, man.
Yeah,
We're for
this is-
lifers at this point. I'm not even kidding. Like we're for lifers at this point.
No, for 100%. It's funny because Cam and I, whenever we'd be backing each other in the group chat, Luke would just be like, "This is crazy." Like,
No,
Should have
like
brought him into the chat if you didn't want me
bro,
to have
like
another ally.
it's insane. Like two people that I would never expect to intersect. Look at them now. It's
Yeah.
pretty insane.
This stuff adds up.
Yeah, chocolate and peanut butter, Reese's cups. There we go.
This
Whoever
stuff
thought?
adds up.
Whoever thought that would have been a great combo.
So you did bring up the weight room, and I did have one more kind of serious question to ask. So you made a pretty big jump from your freshman to sophomore year, and then again from your sophomore to junior year at NAU. And I know a big part of that for you was like working on your body. I wanted to just ask you, in the off season and stuff, what's your mindset going into that, and how do you feel like that helped you prepare going into the next years?
Well, at the end of every season, I try to make a plan for what I want to do in the off season so I can get better. Like I try to assess, like, all right, this is where I struggled. This is where my body struggled. Like I was feeling this in games, or I was feeling this in games, where I couldn't do this on the court. Stuff like that. So I sit down and write it down, and I just try to be like super methodical in the way that I work out, because you can be working out, all day in the summer and not getting any better because you're doing random stuff. So I just try to be super methodical. I try to get a lot bigger, stronger, which is hard for me because I'm like naturally really skinny. So I have to focus on eating, focus on lifting a couple times a day, focus on. I've been trying to improve my shot, and thankfully this year I finally did. But just being super specific about how am I going to attack this off season to be better for the next year. And thankfully the off season has been the best part of my career so far, because I've been able to get a lot better in a shorter window of time. And I think that's really helped me in my career. I love the off season. I love the season, but I love the off season.
I saw that. It's funny, like you said. I just saw. I'm sure you guys probably seen it. I just saw the podcast of JJ Redick talking about his off season.
Yeah,
and that is crazy.
Yeah,
like, and he said he retired because he was like, just mentally I couldn't do another off season. Like I couldn't do what I was doing because he said his off seasons were way harder than the actual season.
Yeah.
Well, He's one of the most like meticulous people when it
Yeah,
comes to his
yeah.
workouts, and that's something that I like. I've adopted to an extent because I mean, all of you guys know, like I'm a very routine oriented person. I think Cam actually used to make fun of me for some of the things I would do, but like it's make a certain amount of shots at each spot, like no matter what, and all this stuff, and like he does it like very, very, very specific. Mine's
Yeah, what
not.
is it? He makes like 323
40.
shots,
It was 42. 342.
Yeah,
342 every
Yeah.
workout. Yeah.
yeah, no
Everywhere.
matter what, and like he won't touch another ball. Like the second the 342nd goes in, it's done. Like don't pass it to me. Don't do it. I'm done. And like stuff and like the mindset of that, like that this is what I'm in here to do. This is what I'm in here to get done. And when I get it done, like it's a job well done. I got to move to the next thing to progress whatever the next thing is. Like that's something that I feel like I try to adopt in a sense. But yeah, I wanted to bring that part up because I think that's something about Cam that not many people know is how detail oriented he was with that and like how much he held himself to that. Because I remember in the offseason stuff, he'd be like, "Don't let me get up from this table until I finish this meal or I finish this protein shake or whatever it is." Because like he said, he always felt like he had trouble putting on more weight and stuff. And he was like, "No, we can't. We're not leaving the apartment until I'm done eating this or whatever." So like, kid takes it really seriously, and I think that's something that you touched on earlier. Like, if you want to be good, you want to be great. Like, you got to put those little things in, and not a lot of people even understand that that's what it takes. I feel like,
I would say even 99% of people don't understand that.
yeah. So yeah, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Cam.
Props to Cam, man.
Hey, Cam.
Thanks for the shout out, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that Cam was super skinny.
Hey, that first year. I mean, you've seen pictures of him first year.
I have
and
now, yeah, but like if you told me that, I would have been shocked.
I remember
Well,
when I
well,
came up there, Cam jumped in a workout with us.
Yeah,
It's a workout,
he
why
strolled in
not?
the gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
Competitor.
Might as well.
Yeah, man. All right. So does anyone have any more questions for our man, Mr. Shelton, before we get into some lighter topics?
I think we hit on it, man. I think
All right, man. Cam,
Hit
anything
it
you
on
gotta
the head.
say?
No, nope.
I will
Alright.
I will ask what his camp is doing to get better, to have a better
Good
year
question.
next year
Good
in fantasy
question.
football. That I will ask
It's a great question.
because I've only been in the league 2 years now, but the league wasn't the same without Camp competing at the top.
The best way I can put it is we're a championship organization, and at the end of the day, championship organizations have bad years. Guys get hurt. I mean, the Warriors were really bad the year before they won a championship. And that's just what I see my team doing. I think we took a huge step back, but I think we're going to take an even greater step forward. And I think next year is going to be the year we just run through the league. Obviously, no
You heard it
disrespect to the
first.
great competitors we have on this podcast in the chat, but I think that we're going to be really, really hungry to do something special because second to last place actually. Who came in last? Yeah. I thought it wasn't me, but
Yeah, no, I won't run from it. I won't run from it.
Second to last place is unacceptable, especially for a guy who puts in so much work. And I had the number one team at the draft day, and I traded all my guys away. So
that was the best part. Cam was in a dark hole and gave me Jamar Chase.
I gave up Jamar. I gave up Alvin Kamara. I was about to give up Josh freaking Jacobs, who ended up being dude. If I would have kept my team, let's not talk about that. I don't want to, but
Yeah,
I did my research, man.
I can't wait for draft
I
day.
put in the time to have a good team, and we'll be back next year.
I know. This is why I'm saying that we need to the group chat. We need to pick up another fantasy sport because like the
But what
competitive
else?
drive. Like I'm telling you, fantasy golf, man. I'm telling you, it could be.
I'll play. I'll compete. I'll compete.
Yeah.
But I know nothing about golf. I'll probably end up drafting Tiger Woods or somebody.
I can't play.
That's funny.
But
yeah, we fun. We'll get into the starting five here. I know Jared said he had a couple things he wanted to touch on too.
Yeah, we so obviously our starting five is gonna be starting five Drake songs.
Right.
We've had music on here before when Jay was on, but it was interesting because nobody really. I feel like everybody kept Drake out of their five like intentionally, just because was like a whole different conversation.
I feel like
Just on
it's
another
like,
level.
it's
Yeah,
the easy
I
pick.
think it's especially it's honest, like especially for like your guys's age, your guys' generation, it's like a way different level. I was a little younger than this is what I was gonna talk about, is I was a little younger than you guys. I was 20 when Drake first came on the scene. And the funny thing is that he performed at UC Santa Barbara for free on the soccer field, and he had no so this story is crazy. So he had no albums. All he had out was the LeBron movie was out, and so or LeBron movie was coming out, so the song that was in that one, and he had Best I Ever Had was out. And then he had a couple features, the couple of the Baby features. I'm trying to remember the songs. It was on Baby's album. And then like one or two Lil Wayne features. So he came out, and I was like, wait, hold on. That's Jimmy from Degrassi. That's not a rapper. That's Jimmy from Degrassi. Because I actually watched that Degrassi from the start. Like I used to watch it every Friday night on Noggin. And I was like, there's no way that guy's a rapper. And he came out, and his microphone stand had like 300 bras on it. And it was like, oh, what is this guy on? So he would sing his verse in the song, and then the song would just cut. And then he would talk to the crowd, and he was saying some wild stuff. It's not pod friendly, the stuff he was saying, but it was like, he was saying some wild stuff. But eventually a young lady, probably a student, ended up on stage, and there were some things that were happening that probably shouldn't happen on stage. And I was left that concert thinking, this guy's a weirdo, and he will never, like, he's never going to do anything. This guy should go back to being he's never going to make it based on that concert. And I don't know if that was his first show ever, but about a month later, 3-6 Mafia came to campus. I was like, 3-6 Mafia is way better than this guy.
Wow.
So fast
Can I
forward.
ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a follow-up question about?
Yeah.
He put the bras on himself. Like,
They were on they were on there when the dude that, like, the sound guy that comes out to bring the mic out, he brings the mic out, sets it down, and then there's just a umbrella of bras hanging off the mic stand.
I'm having a hard time following the stage.
Yeah. Interesting stage presence for sure.
Yeah. Then he yelled a couple of things. It was like, oh, this is how this is gonna go. I'm like, okay. And but yeah, so anyways, and then to fast forward, like, obviously, he's done tons of things, but my one of my really good friends, best friends, sent me, he played at the Apollo Theater in New York last night.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The set list is like,
Insane.
did you see it?
I saw the opening song where it was a little bedroom set.
He
Yeah.
opened up with Over My Dead Body,
Like,
right?
Yeah, Over My Dead Body.
like he played 41 songs, and he hit. I'm
That's
looking at the set list right now. It's like, for him to go from like what I saw to then, I remember he got killed the first time headlining Coachella. They said that it was the worst headline set ever at Coachella, which, like, I don't know if that was true or not. I didn't go, but now you look at like how he's matured, and it's just crazy, man. It's crazy to think, like, and we talked about it a little bit before, like, he understands the formula to make music for that everyone will like and everyone will listen to, like, whether he does it intentionally or whether that's just how he operates. Like, and I have to give him his credit. I have to give him his props. And now he's been in it for 15 years. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he quite literally never misses.
Yeah.
I would agree.
You think he missed, Cam? Where'd he miss?
I got some songs on here where he's pop style with no features is a miss.
Without throw.
Got so many chains, they call me Channing Tatum.
That's a bar.
That's crazy.
Who's saying that though? Drake can say that.
That's horrible.
He's corny enough to where he can say it.
But
Like,
yeah, but
it's like Braun.
Like, think about this, Cam. Like, this became a thing.
Yeah, I was doing it.
I know. How did that happen? So So I just want to say, like, yeah, I wanted to give that funny story, but then also say, like, it's just funny. My friend sent me that set list like this morning, and it's just like I'm looking at it, and it's just like, dang, bro, that's impressive. The body of work he's put together. So he deserves his own starting five. Shout out to him, and shout
Well,
out to
I'm glad. I'm
Jimmy
glad you
on
picked that.
Degrassi, man.
yeah, we went this route because Cam's a really big Drake fan. I think. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of people are, but so I remember there was either like a TikTok or Twitter clip or something of someone shuffling all the Drake songs and like in the first 3 seconds being able to name it, and then they just go to the next one. And we did that with Cam, and he was doing it pretty spot on. So. Yeah, this guy knows his Drake. I felt like it was very fitting for this episode, and I knew we'd all enjoy it. So I think it worked out well.
You're a great host.
Um,
You're a great host. You
Hey,
really know
thanks,
what the
man.
people want.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So we usually kick it to the guest, and you said you're prepared. I love it.
I am.
So
I am.
we can go ahead, reel off the starting five, and then we'll swing back with the walk-on picks after
Okay, so give you the whole
five,
list. Okay.
not the walk-on yet, just the five.
This might be, I'll just so at the point guard spot, I got 30 for 30 freestyle. I feel like at the point guard spot, you want somebody that's really heady, someone who's cerebral, thinks the game, someone who knows how to communicate and talk. And Drake was barking on this song. And he was saying some stuff that, that I appreciate. And that's why I got them at the one spot. Is there more on the Scorpion album? Is my two. I just feel like it's a smooth song, kind of like Paul George-esque, to just get you the bucket, get you rocking, smooth little jumper, stuff like that. At the three, I wanted a little bit more physicality. I like my wings, a little bit bigger, stronger. So I got Girls Love Beyonce.
Oh wow, nice,
Mm.
nice one. I like that.
Yeah, so it's just a the people on Apple and Spotify can't see what I'm doing, but I'm like doing my shoulders strong. That's what I'm doing. And then at the four, I have a sleeper, but this is not my walk-on pick, but I have a sleeper at the four, kind of like Nick Maines, understated, but just gets the job done every time. The Last Hope on Comeback Season. Because he was talking, and then I don't know if it was a feature or a sample, but it was a spectacular song, and it was when he was coming up in the game, and I was just a different Drake. He was seeing what he was going to be, and I like that. And then at the five, I have a newer song on a Certified Lover Boy, In the Bible, because that's a joint. I was deciding between that and Pipe Down. Just athletic, five who could just get the job done. But ultimately, I decided that, Giveon and Dirt just came in and made the song really athletic, and you can go up there and throw them a lob. So that's what I got for my five.
I like that. Good.
Yeah, this is what's so great about Drake is we probably there might be some similar songs, but there's gonna be a lot of different ones.
I think good versatility. I can go ahead and fire off. I know Tommy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. So at my point guard, I need someone high energy. He's setting the tone for my team. And one of the great announcers in the game right now, Mark Jackson. When someone's getting busy at the top of the key, young man, can I have this dance? So give me one dance as my point guard.
Okay.
I think this is a crafty player. Can isolate if we need him to, but at the same time brings lifts other people up. And that's what we need our point guard to do.
That's what the point guard's supposed to do.
So at the shooting guard, I need someone that's confident. And I think Cam kind of went this route with his as well. I went 4 p.m. in Calabasas. I think Drake was confident on this track. He knew who he was, and he was talking about it. And that's what I needed on my two guard. I need them to come in the game confident and fill the bucket up. So 4 p.m. in Calabasas, that's my shooting guard. At the small forward, like Tommy always says, I need a two-way player. I need someone that's gonna, like the taste of to all music lovers. I think this is one of Drake's best tracks. Me and Tommy have talked about it. I think it's top 5, arguably top 3. I want Take Care off of Take Care. I think this is one that if someone doesn't like
Nice
this song,
pick.
there's probably something wrong with them. And I
Yeah,
think Take
no,
Care.
it's a
It's a
good pick.
two-way player. It's gonna do a lot. It's gonna do a lot. At the 4, I want my 4 to be defensive. I want my 4 to be really defensive. Getting stops, getting steals. And there's been some allegations about this song that Drake might have stolen something for this song. I want Miss Me. Some say it sounds
That's
like it
skipping
gets
through
me
the
through the
phone.
phone.
That's
It
skipping
gets
through
me
the
through the phone.
Oh,
Word for
snap.
word, bar for bar. I need Miss Me at the 4. And he's also a high energy guy. I think he's gonna be catching lobs, getting the crowd
There we go.
involved.
There we go.
At the 5, in today's league, you need your 5 to be a centerpiece in order to be successful. So I have successful at the 5, and I think it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
I like it.
All right, like it. Tom, you
All
want
right,
to go?
Jared. Nah, it's all you.
All right. So I figured like there's so much to pick from that we wouldn't have much carryover. Luke did take one of my songs, but I'm not mad at his explanations. So my PG really got to set the table, really sets everybody up, gets everybody open, gets everybody in the right spots, real Cam Shelton-esque. Give me Over My Dead Body. That was the
I like that
start
one.
of his greatest album. It set the table for him to take over. At my shooting guard, guys, I tried to get some variation here. I think Take Care was, you could have picked all 5 songs from that album, but I wanted to mix it up. So at my shooting guard, pretty simple. I need him to score. I need him to put the pressure on the defense. I need him to be the focal point of my offense. Give me Light Up at the shooting guard, because that song will not only light me up, it's going to light your team up. So small forward, I need a two-way guy. I need somebody that can play some defense, make some shots, maybe just a 3-and-D guy, maybe someone that's going to take that next step and be Jason Tatum. Give me Pound Cake at the small forward.
I like that one.
Nice beat switch, little intro with the talking. That's my small forward. Now at the power forward, I think this is where Drake really pours his heart out. And that's what I need out of my power forward. Pour his heart out on the floor, talk about what really is important, lead my team from an emotional standpoint. So give me the real her at the power forward.
I love that song.
Andre 3000, epic.
Yeah.
Now, this was the hard one at the center position. I wasn't really sure what I was looking for here. Maybe a stretch 5, maybe someone that can get it off the bounce a little bit, maybe someone that can post up a little bit, someone that can really just step up to an MVP level. So give me emotionalists, because whatever I need, their emotions won't come to play a part. So give me emotionalists at the center. Yeah.
Good list,
He's
man.
a stone cold killer.
It's a good list. I'll get straight to it.
Yeah.
At my one, here's a guy. I want my point guard to be consistent, and this song is consistently appearing every year. It's always relevant at some point in time, especially when fantasy football season comes around, probably the best day of the year. I got my point guard. It's got to be draft day.
Draft day.
Wow.
At the 1.
Wow.
At
Nice
draft
pick.
day at the
Nice
1.
pick.
At the 2, this is probably, I don't know, it might be a hot take, probably my favorite Drake song to listen to. And this song, this is like, it's gonna get me in the zone. I'm gonna be shooting the lights out when this is playing. That's Furthest Thing. At the 3, two-way guy. That's what we need. Two-way guy, 3-level score. This is just a high-level track, old track. It's been in my rotation heavily within the last year. Shout out to my teammate AJ who brought it back to light for me. I've got Uptown with Bun B and Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And at the 4, I need him to be a dog. I need him to be crazy, psycho, consistent with what I want at my 4. And Drake was just talking reckless on this. I've got back-to-back. And at the 5, here's a guy that I just want to take care of business. I just want him to work. I don't want him to worry about anything else. I just want him to work. I want him to be the guy holding it down. If we need a post bucket, he's going to go get a post bucket, because all he knows is work. And that's Do Not Disturb.
Wow. Great song.
I thought you were going to say work.
Yeah, I did too.
I can turn around and flip it. My walk on.
Wow.
I just went with an underrated song here. Really underrated. This is probably going to be crazy in everybody's mind, but I'm a big fan of it. Off the summer album this year, I've got Flights Booked.
Mm,
I
nice,
thought you were
That's a
gonna
good
go
one.
with that
nice,
route.
nice, nice.
Really
I don't
good
really,
track.
I
Really
don't
good
really.
track.
My song doesn't really need much explanation. I'm just gonna throw it out there. It was a very low key track. One of my favorite tracks to listen to, especially in the morning. Give Me Signs.
Mm,
It was a single. That's
I
my
remember.
walk
I
on.
remember that one. Yeah.
I like it. So my walk-on pick, I went with a song that I feel like is on an album that doesn't receive the recognition it deserves, and it's one of my favorite songs on the album. It might not technically be a walk-on pick, but I like it in this slot. I went with Views, the namesake song of Views album. I think he rapped. It was the final song in that album. Wrapped it up really well. Does it plays its role very well.
I went with my personal song of the summer on an album that people hated on, kind of like Tommy. Um, you know, I'm gonna choose from Honestly Nevermind, but this is my song of the summer. I love the song. I play it all the time, but people hate it. But it's massive.
Yes.
Ah,
This is why Cam and I get along, people.
See what I'm
yeah,
talking about? This
yeah.
is what we said in real
Jared's
life. It's happening in front of us.
Jared's on baby duty right now, but Jared and Luke will both agree that they weren't huge fans of the Honestly Nevermind.
Yeah,
People don't know what they're talking about, man. People
It's
just hate.
good
I
music.
don't hate it though. I'm
It's
not
a
hating
great
it. It's just
album.
not my cup of tea.
And that's fine,
It's a
but it's
great
great
album.
music. It's great music.
It's great music.
Good picks, fellas. Cam, definitely appreciate you being prepared for that. I think you killed it. I think the voters will definitely have their hands full this week. I don't know. Also, shout out to Jared. He won the walk on pick. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
CC wanted to say shout out to Jared too.
Say yeah.
Little CC cameo. You gotta respect it.
First time.
You say yeah.
There you go,
Okay.
CC.
There we go. We love it. We love it. But yeah,
Family
shout out to Jared.
programming.
Yeah, exactly. Good walk on pick win last week. But so back in Flagstaff, actually, when I started really getting back into the swing of things with golf, Cam actually used to come to the driving range with me, and we were really working on sharpening his game. But at the time, I didn't know as much as I know now. So Jared, I don't know if you want to like pass some knowledge off to him or something, but
Yeah, Cam's in the right area. The weather's real nice down there.
yeah.
But Cam, just listen, man. To be an underground king, to make that hotline bling, get your 50 chips nightly, and they'll get you rightly.
Oh my god.
Are you working on like a career?
That was fire, wasn't it?
No, he's not a
Those are
serious
few-
guy. Not a serious guy.
Those are few bars for you.
Yeah, quick bars.
Okay, I'll chew on that, and I'll chew on that. Next time
Something
I
to think
talk
on,
to you, I'll
just-
let you know.
I heard
I'll think about
Underground
that.
King and my jaw dropped.
Yeah, it was unserious
Wow.
programming here from the Walk On
Wow.
Pod.
Hey,
Wow.
that's one of his best songs.
Great track.
Yeah.
Good job,
Anyways.
Jared. You've been keeping a high bar with your
Yeah, I'm proud of you, Jared. That
chips.
ever since the fumble on the Christmas episode, you've been locked
Yeah.
in, and I gotta
He's been
respect
he's been bringing
Yeah.
his A game.
Told you I wasn't New Year. I'm not playing around.
it. All right, man. Caleb, thanks for hopping on with us this fine morning. This has been a great conversation. Long overdue. I texted Cam this week. I said can't wait to finally get you on the pod, man. It's been too long.
It's been an honor for me. Seriously, it's been an honor.
I think
And,
it's a big episode.
Maybe I'll get to come back one day.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but if I don't, I'm just appreciative and grateful for this opportunity.
And it's been a great episode. And what
And
better
CC
than to
made
get
an
Cam
appearance.
on than our 25th episode? I feel like that's an important number. 25. is a
another-
big number.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a quarter century. That's the most important episode you can have. Quarter century
There you go.
episode.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. But yeah, Cam, good luck with the rest of your season. As always, good to have you on here. Will you and Luke be meeting again, or is it one time this year?
We will.
Yeah,
On
he'll be
his
there
senior
on my
night.
senior night.
That's right. I knew that.
He'll be crying. I'll be pretending not to.
I'll be tapped in from wherever I am.
His parents will be in the
Same.
stands. My parents will be in the stands, and it'll just be a full circle moment for the guy.
It's gonna be storybook.
storybook.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
CC, thank you.
CC agrees.
We love it. Yep.
Yeah.
CC's locked in.
Can you say walk on? Walk
There
on.
we go.
Good job. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
CC. We appreciate everybody listening in. We're grateful CC could get on here for this cameo. First time
I
ever.
like
It's
it.
big. As always, everybody, these are your favorite walk-ons, and we're walking out.